Warning, today's video may shock you. If you're sensitive to content that may amuse, inform, or otherwise be enjoyable, please turn off the video immediately. How many viewers do you guys think I actually lost during that intro? Welcome back, Goblin Nation. It's everyone's favorite YouTuber named Gibrian. I know, the competition was crazy, but I somehow came out on top. So Rell has been blowing up lately since they announced testers soon, and I've been wanting to make another video for the people that haven't been here the whole time so they can be up to date. I'm going to go over the videos that they put out over the last year, along with stuff you might have missed if you're not in the Discord, and the shocking part is that I will be covering everything in a humorous and uplifting way that is guaranteed to make your mom cry and ask what happened to her son. Now, I won't waste your time asking you to like and subscribe because anyone with a brain has already done that, and we all know you're very smart. We're going to start at the beginning. Rell Teaser 1. Now, some of you might say, Gibrian, didn't they tease the game before that? And my response to that question is, when is the last time you took a shower? Oh my god, I can smell you from here. Nah, 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 boo boo. This is my YouTube channel. How many viewers do you guys think I just lost? Like I said, Rell Teaser 1. Let's begin. Now, you thought I wasn't going to get to the stuff they released before, but they actually cover it in the first video, so, egg on your face, I guess. So keep in mind, because we're doing this chronologically, a lot of this stuff will be really underdeveloped and not as impressive as the later stuff. But as an added bonus, you do get to see the progression, which is kind of satisfying. Now, Rell has generally drew attention because of the way the models look compared to other games. They're a lot more like high detail and like better animated than most Roblox games, which tend to use more simpler, blockier models. Obviously, I'm not just going to play everything in the video or that'd be very boring, but you can see off the models I'm showing now how this game drew so much attention early on. Some of these armor sets now look really out of place now that they've developed like the art style a lot more for Rell. Some of the later clothing options will be a lot more on brand for what you might see in the final game. And things like actual interiors on ships really made it stand out from every other One Piece game, which kind of just has empty rooms and ships are kind of an afterthought. So these weapon models are kind of old by, Rell standards, but they pretty much blow anything that's currently out of the water, like even then. And the animations that they showed also paired really well with the great visuals. POV, you just unsubscribed. So they talked a little bit more, but they basically just did an outro and then played a little bit of a song that they have written for Rell. So you're probably closer to understanding why people are so excited for the game, especially since this was so early in its development cycle. I think the best way to describe it would be like, if it wasn't blocky, you probably wouldn't even know it was Roblox. Moving on to Rell teaser number 2. Yes, I can read. I think this is the teaser where most of the people that were kind of unimpressed really turned and saw the potential. Now, most anime games on Roblox have like air laddering combos, but the Rell brothers made an entirely new combat system from the ground up with like chains and different variations you can do. It's like a whole thing. And there are finishers like the one that just played.
For now, we're gonna show you like a basic air laddering combo.
I feel like before this, the majority of games just kind of had you hold the jump button while comboing and it would be basically automatic. But in this one, when you knock them into the air, you actually have to jump up and meet them there, which is infinitely more engaging and also rewarding when you actually land it. That might not seem like much if you're unfamiliar with these kinds of games, but like that alone raises the skill ceiling so much in actual combat, especially with other players that really enjoy PvP. And that's only scratching the surface. I mean, there's also a built-in parry system and evade system. They've said since then they've reworked combat, but I'm sure most of these basic like core tenets are still there. I mean, could you imagine them reworking combat to make it worse? And at this point, I think they realized that people were scared they were going to be infinitely comboed, so they showed off the priority armor system. You can see when he's flashing blue, he has priority, so he can't be hit, but he can still hit back, to encourage counterplay. And then they went off to show swords, which have different attack speeds based on the size of the sword, which is really cool, because then you can actually use a dagger and actually feel like you're attacking faster. Because I know most of the games just kind of have M1s that are all kind of the same, and then like special moves. But having like the actual attacks feel different is going to make the game feel way different. So smaller weapons will attack faster, and then bigger weapons will have more range to counter it. And of course there's weapon clashing for the sick gamer moments. They go on to show off more air laddering combos to, give it a little bit more depth, but that's not really important here. And then they show a combat demo to give everyone an idea of what actual combat will look like when you're trying to kill each other and not just showing off moves. Honestly, this stuff looks so fun. I'm not even big into PvP, but I feel like I can't help but get good at it. Or at least try, I'm probably going to be dog shit. This is probably a good time to remind you guys to join the Discord if you want to be up to date on all the Rell news. And also, if you like my style of covering things, subscribe, obviously. And if you don't like my style of covering things, leave a mean hurtful comment below. Anyways, they then go off to show off the looting system, which is kind of a cool way to end the video. There's a lot of hidden details in here that I already covered, but I'll go over them briefly. So this is the current main menu as far as we know. You can see on the right, it looks like a map, which means I think you can pick your spawn location, and then I think the top would just be your ship. And the bottom is snail, which is generally used to communicate, which I think may be their way of like the social system. So maybe there's like a friends list or something like that, or you can invite people. And then on the left, obviously, is character creation or customization. You can see a little bit of the crafting system menu there, along with some of the devil fruit they have in their inventory as a little teaser. I also can't even begin to mention how big crafting is going to be in this game compared to, anything else. Like even just looking for materials or trying to craft high level things will like add so much longevity and, time sinking in like a good way. Also, this game has actual stat point distribution, where you can see there's a luck stat and a crafting stat, so I'm sure luck is just going to determine like the drop rates or whatever. And the fact that you actually have to sacrifice things to put points in crafting is cool, because then you can have a crew member that's just dedicated to crafting. Or if you're not very good at fighting, you could always be the crew member that dedicates to crafting so you can help out your crew. And this is what opening a chest will actually look like. And then we have Rell's Teaser 3. I think this is the last of like the actual teasers. They do have a 3.5 they show, but it's not really as in depth as these, and it's more of just like a something to hold us over since everyone kept complaining. He died. Now this is the one where they finally started showing off Devil Fruit, which is usually what everyone's the most excited for in these kinds of games. While the last video was mostly technical stuff, like how combat works and all that, this one's definitely a lot flashier, showing off multiple Devil Fruits and a bunch of finishers. Surely he won't turn into a big glowing fat guy. What? No, I'm probably the only guy excited for this, but the fact that this game actually has character slots is so exciting because you can do different builds and have different fruits. And I just love making multiple characters whenever I play an RPG or a game. I really love the way they show off the guns in this trailer. Like every other Roblox game, the gunplay is just trash and it's just terrible. And no one uses like guns in Black's Fruit or anything like that. The guns in this game actually seem pretty viable with having like close range combos and actual ranged attacks, so you're not completely helpless when they push you. I already know someone's gonna comment saying that guns are really OP in Black's Fruit, and if guns are so powerful, why don't you stick one in your mouth and demonetize? As if I'm monetized. And you can see the gun moves kind of work like a close range melee type move. The fact that you can air combo with a gun has always been kind of weird to me, but go off I guess. Still looks cool, and video games have always done worse. From here they showed off more guns and animations that they're known for. And the fact that you can deflect bullets using melee weapons adds so much to the skill ceiling yet again. It's just like a lot of little details like this that are really going to make the game stand out and also just be so fun to actually interact with in game. Also, I think this is the first time a Roblox game has actually had the Devil Fruit actually make your attacks the element of your Devil Fruit. Like, I don't know why that's been something that's always gets overlooked in these games. But, like, if you're an ice person, why wouldn't your attacks do ice damage? Like, you're made of ice. And in this, they actually add it to your fist, so you can see when he punches, it lights them on fire. It also looks really cool at night. So that wall is supposed to represent hockey, which is, when you cut your body with, like, your willpower or whatever. And in the actual gameplay, it's going to deflect the attacks back, which is going to be really cool as well. Especially if you don't use a sword, you can just punch things back. And then they wrap up this video by showing us some of the transformations that they gave the Devil Fruits. Honestly, all the models look really good and really exciting to see them in game. As you can see, the game kind of turns into kaiju fighting at some point, but they're able to counter it by allowing you to punch out them even though they're way bigger than you, if you have hockey or, a good melee stat. As you can tell, you probably get a buff when you transform, but it's not like in, Blox Fruit when a Buddha jumps you and then you just kind of cry. It does seem like you stand a pretty good chance even if you're not transformed, just in melee combat, but like a skilled player could easily turn the tide. And it's finally time to cover the 3.5 I mentioned earlier.
We'll be dropping development vlogs throughout the months coming, like every single month, maybe at the end or somewhere near to the end. We're gonna probably drop like a 20 to 30 minute video just updating you guys on what's happening inside Rell.
So it's been 2 months and we've yet to receive a 10 or 20 minute video or anything. Really, just like small teases. I did a video breaking this one down. Basically, I kind of theorized that like the beds in that like hotel he just spawned in are like save points where you can like load in the game. I think this teaser was mainly meant to just show off like how far in development they are. Like look at the models in action and then the actual world, what it's going to be like. If you weren't following it too closely, this might be the first time you've even seen them use mounts or mention them, but in the Discord they had been mentioning them for a while, but this is the first time we actually see one in a video. No, we don't really learn too much, but you can kind of tell that they're really just going for the visual awe factor in this one, which is still cool, especially when we're so hungry for content. That's pretty much all there is in this teaser, as far as things you have to know. This teaser kind of holds a special place in my heart, just because like this is one of the first YouTube videos I covered on Rell that actually got a lot of views. And by holds a special place in my heart, I mean thanks for the views, idiots. And that's about it as far as their actual teasers they've put out. There's always like the ones they put on Discord, which are usually just models and animations and stuff like that. I usually cover those when they come out, so if you want to see them, you can always check out the videos on my channel. Obviously, subscribe if you want to look forward to my future videos where I'll cover these kinds of things. And join the Discord if you're excited for the game and want to talk about it, or have any theories about it. And if you got this far in the video and didn't subscribe, I'm going to hit. Never mind.